Welcome to the Creation Evaluation Station. On this episode, we are going to be evaluating this. It's Jay's Golden Dragon motorbike. Before I get any further, I'd just like to let you know, if you're not familiar with my channel, I do in-depth reviews of models and construction kits, both new and old, mostly Lego, other products as well. I also do reviews and discussions of other creative works such as movies, cartoons, and video games. And because the models and construction kits can be long, there are timestamps down in the description and along the bottom here that will help you navigate it to watch what you are most interested in, or to use as bookmarks to come back at a later date to finish the video. That being said, back to this. Take a look closer, longer look at that. Very flashy, for sure. And the back is just about as flashy. Not putting a lot of smaller pictures inside the backs of these boxes, I noticed. Find that interesting. But let's get down to its details. It's set number 71768. It's for ages 7 and up, and has 137 pieces and retails for $19.99 on the Lego website, which I believe they currently have in stock. Did I keep it up? No. But it's a brand new set, so if they do run out, they should be getting it in shortly. Came out the summer, just the beginning of August here, in the summer 2022. I'm looking forward to this. This is one of the new vehicles from this line. I've already put together the one tower, which was okay, but I'm more interested in the vehicles and the dragons and robots and things like that. It looks pretty cool. This is the smallest set in the line, and cheapest set too, with the 4+ set, I think, is the next one, although one can argue whether that's part of this line or not, and we'll talk about that when we get to that set. But yeah, so let's go check this out and see what's inside the box. We're going to look at everything at once because there are no steps in this, so there's no stepped bags, so all the pieces are going to be out here for us to see. Here is the instruction booklet, and here's the stickers. There's only 3. That's nice. They're actually blue, because there are actually blue pieces in here. The cover of the box looks very... it's hardly tell if it's even J in there. We have a lot of transparent pieces, if that isn't evident, on the outside of the box as well. We have, of course, both the bad guy and Jay in here. It's gonna be interesting looking at him. We got our big balloon tire, and then our smaller tire, which its rubber is molded right onto that hub, so you don't have to assemble that, but you do the bigger one, the big golden hubs. And here are the dragon parts. You got a golden head that doesn't have any printing on it, so that's just the front of the motorcycle. Not going to be much use if you want to make a dragon with it. And you have the big wings that he's going to get. There is the package with all the golden parts, the new weapons. A lot of other golden parts in here as well, of course, including these, which I probably passed by already. Some actual blue parts. Yeah, there is some blue in it. It's really hard to see with all the gold. Yeah, that's it. It's quite a few pieces, but like I said, it's everything here. There was technically 4 different bags here. Here are the leftover pieces, and not too much interesting. I mean, we got some transparent pieces, which is always nice. And, of course, we have a bunch of these, and yeah, we always will, as long as there's some of them in the set. This set only used the two little dagger things or whatever they're supposed to be for the nunchucks. It's interesting if you look at the instruction booklet, which I did, the parts in the back, they consider the one bag full of all these parts as one part. So that's why when you if it includes any of these pieces, you'll get all of them left over. So I'm gonna have quite a lot of these probably by the end of all these reviews. Here are our characters for this set, and this is our first set with a Dragon Warrior, so we will be looking closely at that. This is the second time we've seen one of these Vengestone Warriors. They're still pretty cool. Before I take off the armor, though, we need to actually look at this Dragon Warrior, Golden Dragon Warrior's armor, because we've seen these wings before in the core line with the dragons. Didn't like them there. They work fine here, and as I even said then, if they had just done something differently, they could have made the wings work a little better. I mean, these look great. You got these pieces up here, give you a little claw. And they go on the backpack. The new backpack that's designed with peg hooks in there. As you can see, there's blue pegs, which fortunately, yeah, they didn't give us different colors. I mean, it works for Jay since he's blue, but I imagine it's going to be a little bit different for the other characters. Get these dual molded wings, gold and yellow, really nice. And then they're just on a pin in there, and they can flap around and move around quite a bit. And they're perfect because they can easily stand with them, because the little tip of the wing right here is at the same height as the legs, so they can balance on the. It's cheating a little bit, but it's okay because it still looks really good. It's I, Batman. Oh, or am I not? And also one other thing to note, which I didn't really look at these close with the pieces, but the backpack's definitely new, and this helmet is new too. Dual molded in gold and clear yellow, but it's got a dragon head on there, dragon face, really nice. Now we'll just strip them off and see what they look like. Just a moment, I'll be back. Alright, everybody's stripped down, so to speak. The Vengestone Warrior, the head is actually a special headpiece. It does not go over a regular head, so that we took off. But we can see the detail on there. It's really nice. You know, it's got abs and muscles, but then it's also got like this crystalline appearance and a little bit of armor here. Now, Jay. Is this Jay? Yes, it's Jay. Very little blue on him. You can maybe see a little bit there, but they've taken the energy ninjas to the next level with these. I mean, we got transparent yellow arms, legs, and head. The hands are not. You can see them going up through the arms, but I think that's an okay effect. It doesn't look bad. Nice how they can get away with that. I don't know how the other ninjas look yet, but it works for this one with his already clear yellow parts. And got some printing on the legs. Look really nice. And the torso is actually black. But all the printing shows up really well with that. The details. The lightning effects. It's so cool. His face printing is kind of interesting as well. I mean, it looks fine. Anyways, let's turn him around and see the back. He doesn't have a face on the back side, which kind of makes sense considering it's clear plastic. The Avenged Stone Warrior's got more of the similar stuff that's on the front. Pretty cool looking. And we got Jay's torso looks pretty nice there with the print back there and the Ninjago letter, I think. That's there, represents him. And it's interesting with the iridescence and just how well it shows up at different angles. But yeah, these guys are pretty cool looking. And I like that this is the smallest set, so that even if you can't get all of these Dragon Warrior Ninjas, you can at least get one, which is really, I am thankful that LEGO did that. Got everything assembled here together, and I think it all looks pretty good. Before we look at the motorcycle, let's look at this little bug guy over here. I think he's pretty cute. Some kind of crystalline bug. Got crystal growing out of his butt. And a big pink eye. He's got pink eye. Oh no. She goes to the doctor for that. Yeah, he's pretty cute. It's a simple build, but it gets the job done. I don't know what's the story behind it. I think this is the only set that really has a bug like this. He's obviously working with the bad guys. So, yeah. It's pretty cute. Push him off the side, put you aside, and let's look close at this motorcycle. Vroom, vroom. This thing rolls really well. And you can't see it because I have the other side, but there is a nice little kickstand built in right here. You can fold it up or leave it down. Help them hold them up. This is kind of uneven, but there we go. Like that. And got set of flames. We got lightning bolts coming out of the back, of course. Big swords. He got his wings that like they add to the aesthetic of this. The blue, it's like I didn't even realize there was blue on here, quite frankly. There's so much gold on the front and the special effects that they added to it that didn't even know it was a thing, but as you can see, there is blue in here, and I appreciate that since that is his color, main color. But it's more like a blue low light, not even a highlight. It's kind of hard to highlight against all those gold and trans yellow. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Like I said, it rolls well. This opens up and he can pretend to breathe fire or whatever out of it, which I suppose is cool, but it is not the main point. It's a motorcycle, it rolls around. And it does a very good job of that. Now the guy, Jay, as you can see, there's 4 studs here, and then there's that brown seat thing that's got just 2 studs, and he has to stand on that part there, and he fits in there really snug. He doesn't have a lot of room for movement. You can move the wings around a little bit when he gets in there, but he's doesn't have much mobility when he's actually in there. And even the wings, they hit against this part here, so there's limited movement. You can have the wings forward more if you want, although I don't quite think it looks as good, but you have to kind of pop them out first and then move the wings. And the same if you want to move them back, they kind of clip along there. What's interesting is that this motorcycle has enough seating. You can actually put 2 figures in there if you actually sit them down in there. And they don't have backpacks and things like that on. It's a little bit this is a little bit difficult to pull off because of his big headpiece, but most minifigures don't have heads that big. and I just happened to put it together this way. I mean, technically, maybe you want Zane, not Zane, oh boy, you want Jay driving, but yeah, it's just basically showing that you can actually get two figures in there, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, he's pretty much it. I mean, there's not a lot to this. Oh, look at the underside there. We'll talk more about the details when we get to the... Oh yeah, gotta put things out a little bit, or it's gonna rub against the back wheel. Which that back wheel is cool. I know some people don't like these tires with the gold thing wrapped around it, but I think it looks pretty cool. So let's head back to the desk, give this a final eval, my final thoughts. We're back here at the desk to give this a final eval. As far as my final thoughts go, I really like this set. I'm very happy that we have a cheap set, cheap, quotation, cheapest set in the line that has one of the Golden Dragon Ninjas. So that, you know, if they can't get all the sets, they can at least have one of the new ninjas, cool looking ninjas, and get some of the new pieces that come along with them. Other than that, it's still a good set, which we will get into more details in just a moment. But yeah, we got also a nice little cute little build for a side critter, and the motorcycle is really cool. There's just no doubt about it. I'm surprised because the box is there's so many special effects added to the box that it really looks all golden, like that. You don't see the blue in the picture, but it is there, and it doesn't look bad. It looks good together, and it makes more sense for Jay's vehicle with the blue not being all gold. But it is really heavily on the gold, but it also makes sense considering he's in his Golden Dragon form, that somehow the motorcycle has transformed along with him to be very golden. So onto the details and my final eval. The appearance of this thing, it looks great. I've already talked about it. The Golden Dragon Ninja looks cool. All the figures look cool. The motorcycle itself looks really neat and looks very appropriate. And I gave this a 10 for appearance. No problem with that. Now, functions, motorcycle rolls good. Figures look great. It works good, even despite it's designed to be a little bit bigger in the seating area. As I showed earlier, you can actually put two figures in there if they aren't decked out with giant dragon wings and everything else. But they made room for the dragon wings. It's a little tight, but it's still room for it there. He could still hold his weapon. I wasn't sure at first, but then it's very tight squeeze, but everything does fit in there. And he looks good like that, as I already said. But that works good. The only problem with him being in here kind of tight is they show this opening up and the dragon being the fire. It kind of pushes him back when you do that. But it's not the main selling function of this. I mean, it's a motorcycle. It's supposed to look cool. And it does. And then there's the nice thing where it's got a kickstand. So you can park it, or, you know, if I want to take photos of it or videotape it, I can put it in park and not have to sit here and try holding it so it doesn't roll away or anything like that. Although, if it's on an even surface, even the kickstand only works so well. But on a flat surface, it works fine. Even on a unlevel surface, if you get it just right, you can get it to work as well. So, function got a 10. No problem with that. I mean, even this, you know, he's got little legs that move. He's not supposed to do much. But what he does is perfect for what he is. Now, fun, I also gave fun a 10. For one, this is a really fun build. It's not what I expected. There's more to it than I thought was going to be to it. It's a combination of, mixing Technic with the Legos to build it, or regular bricks to build it. And fun, you got one good guy, one bad guy. You could say it's a little overpowered because the good guy's got a big vehicle, but we also have this little bug thing here, so it kind of balances out a little bit. It's not quite so uneven, although you could say he's in his big bad dragon mode. He might be a little bit more powerful than normal, but even still, I think there's good balance to the play here. Maybe they try ambushing him, or he's coming in to attack them quickly on his motorcycle, or something's going on here. There's enough scenario, and there's enough balance of good versus evil to make for some good story elements for kids to come up with. And like I said, the build was really fun to build. Even the little guy was kind of fun to build as well. And you kind of make the crystals on his back and everything else. So yeah, fun. Ended up getting a 10. I mean, I could maybe take a point for unbalanced, but like I said, it's fairly balanced. It's not perfectly balanced, but it's fairly balanced with the good versus the evil. Now, as far as Technique, I only gave Technique a 9. And because even though this was a fun build, there wasn't anything super amazing about it, but it's still good. There's definitely no bad about it. It's typical mixing of Technic and regular Lego bricks to come up with this motorcycle, and even this little guy. There's nothing super amazing there. It is fun to put together, but just not really anything noteworthy. So Technique only got a 9. So we add all those up, we get a 39, divide that by 4, and you get a 9.75. So we round that up to the nearest half, and that'll bring it up to a full 10. It's not a solid 10, but it brings it up to a 10. And yeah, I think it deserves it. There's the set is kind of simple, but it's simple fun at the same time. And the design and use of parts and everything else makes it a good solid set, even though it's a simple, here's a motorcycle, here's some villains. Now price was $19.99, which is the cheapest set in the wave. Kind of, I hope they add, like, I don't know, something a little bit later where they have like character packs or something smaller. Maybe we'll even get some poly bags or something going on. But yeah, it's the cheapest set there is, and it's too bad you can't get a $10 set in this line. I don't know what it would be, but you can't. And it has 137 pieces, and you do the math and you end up getting 14 cents per piece, which is a bit of the expensive side. Of course, I came to the conclusion with the Core Wave that these large dual molded pieces are expensive to build. I feel like they are, because all the dragons that had dual molded were really expensive for their parts per piece ratio, and it made no sense whatsoever. Other than that, that was the only conclusion I could come to. And this has 3 of them: the wings and one of the head pieces. Of course, there's other dual molded pieces as well, but they're much smaller, and I feel like they don't take up as much of the budget. So I ended up giving, this is still a good set, and it's just a little on the expensive side. A little expensive. Not a lot of expensive, like some of them have gotten. And I gave a grade of P for pass. be better at $15. Still be slightly above the standard, but not much. And you know, I remember I said I wasn't going to do prices, but I think we'll talk about this price just the same, and we're going to give it a grade. I kind of skipped out with the Jurassic World stuff, but those were, I don't know, I have a feeling those prices will be coming down anyways. But hear me out on this. We're going to give it a P for pass, and that gives us a final eval score of a 10P. A really great set that's a little bit expensive, though it is the cheapest one. And like I said, I'm really happy there's a Dragon Warrior in here, so it can be more available to most people. More people, I should say, not most people, more people. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this set. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below with this set, with this whole entire wave, if what you think of it. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, please comment. Any kind of comment will do, even if it's just a hello. Say hello. Hello. Anyways, because that activity will help promote my channel in YouTube's algorithm's eyes. The eyes are watching. But yeah, and if you have yet to subscribe, please subscribe if you enjoyed the content here, and hit the notification bell to help get notifications when they get released. Although, please also follow me either on Facebook or Twitter, because I send out notifications on there as well, and they tend to come out sooner than YouTube's. YouTube's shows up several days later, and sometimes not at all. So please do that. I'm a little bit more reliable than they are. And yeah, that's it for me here at the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.